Tyler Cove.
I'm Marcus Marcellus.
And I'm Eric Peterson.
As stated by Hall McRapzo in his book Caffeine, there is no doubt that caffeine is the most commonly used drug in the world. Today I'm going to talk about the uses of caffeine and how it can affect the body. Although caffeine doesn't seem to be changing people, caffeine does have numerous effects on the body, and because it is a mild stimulant and drug. Caffeine, first we are going to need to know what caffeine is. Caffeine is a chemical that naturally occurs in about 60 plants that are found in tropical zones, according to McRapzo. When you are ingesting caffeine, it can be taken in a few different forms. Caffeine can be found in a solid and a liquid mainly. When you are taking in caffeine as a liquid, you can find it in coffee, in tea, in hot cocoa, and other drinks such as sodas. Not all sodas contain caffeine though, however. That was stated by numerous authors in Genetics of Caffeine Consumption and Responses to Caffeine in the 2010 edition of Psychopharmacology. Caffeine is used for multiple things. There are things such as mental cognitive improvement, which people are going to want to do to improve their alertness, concentration, decision making, problem solving, coordination, so therefore they're going to consume caffeine. This was supported on the website by the University of Delaware in 2010 in the article Effects of Caffeine. Caffeine can be found in both prescription and non-prescription pain pills. Prescription pain pills and non-prescription pain pills are both prescribed to people who have migraines. Migraines are commonly mistaken for headaches, and these are both things that are very common leading to people consuming caffeine. There are positives and negatives to consuming caffeine. First, we're going to talk about the positives. One positive to consuming caffeine is that after consuming caffeine, you can simply just lay down, sit down, and do nothing, just have a good time, watch some TV, and your system can burn calories just from having that little bit of caffeine in your body. It also can promote the breakdown of fats, according to Brown in her book Buzz, the Science and Lure of Alcohol and Caffeine. Another positive to having a little bit of caffeine in your diet is caffeine has been found to make athletes' physical performance increase, and it has also been found that it can make it so you have less lactic acid in your bloodstream, according to Brown in her book. There are also the negatives to consuming caffeine. Caffeine is known to disrupt the sleep cycle and cause people to wake up during the middle of the night, according to McRapzo again. If you consume too much caffeine during the day, you're going to have troubles falling asleep at night, or you may fall asleep at night but then wake up. This can happen because people resort to consuming high amounts of caffeine, and they can overcome the tiredness by consuming caffeine. This was stated by Jennifer Temple in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews from 2009 in her article called Caffeine Use of Children. Also, using too much caffeine to try to stay awake during the day can be caused by caffeine dependency. It is becoming more and more common in today's society. When people become dependent on caffeine, it does have harsh effects on the body, just like any other drug could. This is supported by Brown. There are both the positives and the negatives to consuming caffeine. Today, we have looked over the negatives, which are health problems, sleeping problems, and people becoming dependent on it. And there are the positives, an increase in athletic performance, having better reaction time, and increase in metabolic rate. So we've covered these things, and although caffeine doesn't seem to be changing people, caffeine does have numerous effects on the body and is changing people. I'm going to attach what my cards look like, so I hope you enjoyed this.